The great Russian Tsar Peter I categorically declared that beggary and parasitism are the social evil and that private charity is the helper to this evil. Under the threat of a penalty, the authorities forbade to give alms to beggars and cripples. Performance of this imperial decree was strictly monitored by special people. But along with it, the great sovereign under the monastic decree, began to build with enthusiasm in the country of almshouse and hospital. Rules of care also were stated in the same document. For 10 patients in almshouse there has to be one healthy person who is obliged to look after patients and to render to patients full assistance. In Moscow 90 such institutions where about 4,000 people contained were constructed. By the way, nowadays well-known prison under the name Matrskaya Tishina at the beginning was constructed as the house for sick and crippled sailors. From construction of this building Peter I issued the decree which gave rise of creation of the state system of social protection. Charity in Russia was rehabilitated when Ekaterina II occupied the Russian throne and she became an empress. At the time of its reign for the first time there were special hospitals for the people suffering from madness. But the special merit of the Empress is that it approached a solution in a state way. In the year 1775 in the decree about creation in provinces of the state departments of public aid, the Empress obliged officials of each province to build national schools, houses for orphans, special facilities for incurably sick, for mad, workhouses at home. It were the first prototypes of modern committees of social protection. Charity found the development and at reign of Alexander I who the decree founded Imperial Philanthropic Society. On the maintenance of this society were at home, cheap apartments, dosshouse shelters and dining rooms. After the victory over Napoleon in Patriotic War of year 1812, in Russia there was a great number of wounded and the crippled soldiers and officers. Then the word disabled person became wide to be used. Initially called this word only those who sustained injuries on military service. There was a Ruski invalid newspaper paying attention, first of all, to veterans. The newspaper was issued up to revolution of the 1917th year. In the Crimean, Russian-Turkish and Russian-Japanese wars in Russia a community of nurses began to arise. One of the first communities was called Krestovozavenska. The Grand Duchess Elena Pavlovna and the surgeon Pirogov, famous for the whole world, stood at the origins of creation of this community. Subsequently many of communities passed into Society of the Red Cross. At the time reign of Alexander I, blessed, in the territory of boundless Russia, there was much, shelters, hospitals, psychiatric hospitals, monastic drawing rooms, almshouses and committees which were engaged in rendering financial and other support to disabled people, orphans, aged, to veterans.
We have the appeal to all not indifferent. Render the monetary help for creation of the full documentary. Your contribution of any size is an invaluable help to disabled people. And for preservation of historic facts on development of charity in Russia.